Hi friends, I'm dedicating this next video to answering your biggest, most recent money questions that have come in through the pipeline amidst the coronavirus spread and panic. All the questions that have come in through YouTube, Instagram, my inbox, it's all getting answered right now. You're wondering where I am? I'm reporting to you from my Brooklyn Media Center, also known as the bedroom. I have self-quarantined. I'm okay, but I am keeping my kids outside. They're home for the indefinite future. Thankfully, we still have our caretaker for now. So, hey, we're doing the best we can, right? Meantime, this is my studio. Looking for a new place. If you know a vacancy in the neighborhood, call me. That's my neighbor pulling up his shades. Can you hear it? But seriously, sending all my thoughts and prayers to parents out there. I'm gonna have a video out soon on how to make it work working from home. I'm still trying to figure this out myself, so stay tuned. Now, before we get to the mailbag, a few things have happened since we last connected, right? It's been only like 72 hours, and since then, we have the House passing a sweeping bill to help businesses and families in this crisis. The president has said that he would support it. Also, the Federal Reserve, for the second time in a month, reducing interest rates to a whopping 0%. This is all to help the credit markets move easily and to give banks some relief so that they have lower borrowing costs. This is the Fed funds rate, the bank lending rate, overnight bank lending rate at 0% now. Banks can lend to one another and borrow from one another. And that savings is hopefully going to trickle down to us, consumers, small business owners, to help us borrow at also reduced rates. You got a lot of questions about that coming up. And here in New York City, we had more shops, businesses, schools, a lot of places closing for the indefinite future. I'm all for it. Physical distance is our best defense right now. All right, your money questions. First up is Modawar on Instagram. Should I continue contributing to my 401k at the current pace if I'm good on the cash front, if I have savings? Yes, keep going. You're doing great. You've got the cash reserve. More reason to continue your pace in the market. My friend, the young professionista, writes in and says, do you recommend people who are about to retire to reevaluate their 401ks if they're seeing it take a nosedive? Oh yeah, big time. I mean, if you are retiring tomorrow or in the next year and you're seeing your portfolio plummet right now, that indicates that you are over-indexing in the stock market, right? We know that the closer we get to retirement, that's when we really need to get more conservative, put more of our money in things like bonds and fixed income and in cash. Yes, if you haven't done these things, now is a good time to look at your portfolio and take some money out of the market, not because of what's happening, but because your risk tolerance relative to maybe somebody in their 40s or 30s or younger is not as high. Generally speaking, take 100, subtract your age. That number is the percentage roughly that you can be in the stock market. So if you're 100, subtract 65, that's 35% in stocks. You can be a little bit higher or lower depending on your personal circumstance or depending on your risk tolerance, your health, right? Okay, moving on to the job market and income. Sarah wants to know any advice for those in the creative space, performing arts. She's worried about her friends. She herself luckily has income from online teaching. Sarah, thank you so much for caring deeply about your friends. This is a really tough time for so many displaced workers, people who work in events, who are performers on stage, who cannot go and perform because the theaters have shut down. One, I would check with your union because a lot of unions right now are working to pass bills to get some relief for their actors, for their writers, for, everyone who's involved in performances, right? In the arts. Number two, take a page out of your rule book. Look at you, so smart. You've got online income because you have skills, and everybody who's in the performance industry, your skills are not limited to the stage, right? You can teach, you can coach, you can guide virtually for now. But let me tell you, a lot of parents right now looking for things for their kids to do. If you want to come teach my kids a little bit online for half an hour a day, or every other day while they're out of school on things like Shakespeare or the theater or singing or, fun stuff like that, hey, there's a business. This right now is really a climate for opportunity. You have to get creative. And if you're already creative, well then you got it. How can I bring in a lot of money fast? Okay, this one is urgent, right? A lot of us have lost our jobs. We're about to lose our jobs. Our hours are getting cut back. Similar to what I shared with Sarah, get creative. Think about what are some ways that I can make money off of my skills on the internet. Sites like tutor.com, upwork.com, freelancer.com, fiverr.com. There's so many websites that can instantly connect you with people who are looking to pay people for things like copywriting, editing, tutoring, transcribing, etc., etc., etc. That's number one. Find ways to milk your skills. And number two, what can you sell? What can you rent? You know, you have stuff, clothing, shoes, accessories. There are websites out there that can help you sell those items if you need cash quickly. Next, a friend asks, will personal loans be easier to get in the current climate? So, easier, maybe in the sense that it's going to be a little cheaper to borrow, so that's easier financially. But whether you're in a good market, a recession, the same things hold true when you're trying to apply and be approved for credit, whether that's a mortgage, a car loan, a student loan, or credit card. You need good credit. So make sure that even now, to the best of your ability, you are paying your bills on time. You're keeping your debt levels low. If you cannot pay the bills off in full every month, keep to those minimums, save the rest of the money. It's a little bit of an unusual piece of advice right now, just pay the minimums. But if you don't have savings, I'd rather you just focus on minimums, keep your head above water there, and build the savings cushion. But if you are in the market for a loan right now, yes, maybe you'll be able to bank on lower interest rates, but you also need to make sure that you still have good credit, that you have a job, you have proof of income. These are all the same factors that remain in good times and in bad. Yo-Yo Ash wants to know, when is a good time to buy a house? When's a good time frame? Look, the best time frame is when you are financially and emotionally ready. That's the best answer. Yes, interest rates are down, and in that way, it's a great time to strike if you're looking to finance a home, but only if it really makes sense for you in all the other ways, right? Do you have cash in the bank? Are you liquid? Do you have a stable job? Do you foresee having a stable job in the next 6 to 12 months, right? Do you want to set down roots? Do you want to become a homeowner, right? Like all the stuff that comes with homeowning, doing your own roof repair, plumbing, all the things, right? Paying property taxes. So you have to be really ready for it. And then take into consideration the climate. If you are ready to strike because you are ready, you personally are ready, financially, emotionally, all of it, and interest rates are low, well then, sweet spot. And lastly, our friend Caravan Apothecary wants to know how to get back on my feet once all of this subsides. Well, look, don't wait, right? There are definitely some steps you can be taking now to set the groundwork, lay the groundwork for the recovery. And I know that maybe your income has been threatened, but what are some other things that you can do? Make sure that if your income is threatened, you're starting to think about alternative revenue streams, hoarding your cash. Really, I don't like to use the word hoarding, but in this case, it works. Hoarding your cash, pulling back from investing if you don't have savings, pulling back from paying more than the minimums on your debt if you don't have savings. Also, look at your budget. Are there leaks? Are there things that you're paying for that you're just not using right now because you're literally confined to your home? Things like your gym memberships and even car insurance. You're not getting in your car, call up your car insurer. Hey, can I get a lower rate? I'm not driving. I know it's a tough time to think rationally, but I'm urging you to stay calm because the last thing you want to do is make a knee-jerk reaction to the craziness that's happening right now and then regret it when all of this subsides. And it will subside, okay? And we will be stronger and we will be better. And I'm so thankful that we are connected. Keep your questions coming. That's a wrap. All your questions, Instagram, YouTube, the podcast. Make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're following, stay connected, and I'll be back here momentarily. Thanks. Bye-bye.